Hello, 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 hello? Hello. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I did have to go for a second. I had some business to attend, otherwise known as dinner. Uh, Anyways, I am back streaming this because we do have a tornado on the ground now. I know I kind of left in the middle of stuff happening, but it's just because, like, it kind of, like, dawned on me suddenly that I had to have dinner, and just, like, it was something where I had to go out to eat. So, I'm sorry about that. I will be covering this now. I just wanted to do it sooner than later, so we made sure that, you know, I wasn't missing anything crazy, but I guess I did miss some stuff that's crazy. We did have a tornado on the ground earlier. I think we still do. At least the warning says so, so I think that we still have to pay attention to what's going on right now. And definitely quite a bit to talk about, that's for sure. I just need to get these things out, like the radar stuff to work. So let me just, There's something I'm missing. There's something I'm missing. I forgot what I'm missing. I don't know, I forgot what I was missing. Wait. Okay. Let me just do this. Alright, whatever. But yeah, so this is what we currently have right now. You can see as we zoom in here, you can see all of these tornado warnings are now exposed. You can see we do have that observed tornado warning now near Willow Hill, which had a tornado on the ground earlier. You can see that inner supercellular structure. It's kind of within this cluster of supercells. It's sort of forming, disintegrating into more of a supercellular structure, but that's not the worst concern we have. Of course, we do have other storms developing farther south in Illinois that might also tend to do stuff. We can see some more tornadoes develop out of this. These little storms over here, near Centralia, Benton, and up towards St. Louis. So we still have a lot to look at. But of course, we do have these more embedded supercells that are embedded in this, like, cluster. Of course, we have to pay attention to those. And we still potentially have a tornado on the ground. We had a very powerful tornado, likely, near Newton. And this is since kind of, like, this is the debris fallout, I'm pretty sure, because that's not where the rotation is. This is the actual tornado, so there could still be a tornado heading towards Willow Hill, so Willow Hill has to seek shelter immediately. You have to seek shelter immediately, especially if you live in Oblong, too, or almost living in Oblong. If you live in Oblong, you almost have to go to your safe spot. You're not quite under the warning yet, but I imagine you'll be on it soon. But what your safe spot is, you gotta go there. Is the most interior room of a sturdy shelter or building. If you're driving in a car, especially if you're on North 1100th Avenue or North 1900th Street, you got to make sure that you are heading towards a ditch or some sort of low point in the road. So that's what we gotta mainly focus on. That is what we gotta mainly focus on. We have to make sure that we are hiding in a ditch, or if you live in a house, or if you live in a mobile home, evacuate immediately and go to a sturdier shelter where you can go in the most interior room of that sturdier shelter, or a basement. If you don't have a basement, you should go into the bathroom or some sort of room that where if you were to walk through all the walls in that room, you would never end up outside. You would just end up in another room. And make sure if you don't have a room like that, or if you do have a room like that, make sure if it is a bathroom to go into the bathtub and shield yourself from any debris by using a hard material, exposing itself on the outside, and on the inside, it's less hard, towards you. The inside would be towards you. So that preferably a mattress would work in that case. So that's what we're generally looking at. We are seeing a tornado potentially still on the ground over here near Hunt City. And you can still see there is a debris ball right over Willow Hill at the moment. So Willow Hill, please immediately seek your shelter. I'm just checking something. Wait. I see that, yeah. But we can't really focus on Puerto Rico right now because they're not in the middle of, like, a tornado on the ground. So. Okay, so we did just get a new mesoscale discussion where the tornado threat is increasing across portions of southern Indiana. This is from storms that have a history of producing tornadoes. They're going to move into the Indiana area, heading towards Indianapolis and Bloomington, and that's where a mesoscale discussion is in effect. A watch is needed from this, a tornado watch most likely. So there's a vorticity maximum that's causing all of this. A vorticity maximum is causing all of this. Just to note, that's basically like a little shortwave thingy. It's weird because we do still have this debris signature right here near Willow Hill. However, the one thing I will note with it, the main rotation is over here, I think. Let me just see if that lines up to reflectivity. It would be north. It's probably this, actually, or this. It's one of these rotations further down to the south, so that would be more in line with that CC drop. This CC drop scan is 1 minute old. I mean, that's not that bad. This is 0 minutes old, so there is going to be a little bit of a discrepancy in there, so just realize that. But this heads all the way to the Indiana border now, this tornado warning. We do also have a fairly strong storm near Kinmundy in Illinois. You can see there is a pretty sizable amount of rotation in this as it heads towards Iowa and Oskaloosa. So that definitely is an interesting storm. It seems like it's a bit of a sleeper threat today, but you can see there is storms forming and they are causing damage, it seems. But I don't see any debris ball on this storm, so thankfully we don't have to worry about that if it's on the ground yet. But we still have to be in the safe spot for that, obviously. But you can see, look at all these other storms trying to develop here. This is not good. This is a big warm sector over here near St. Louis and Marion. That is not good. I did not expect this. Well, I kind of expected this. I expected there would be a bit of a higher threat than what was being positioned. Over here, we do have a 5 Sig 1 over here by the SPC. I imagine that it could be upgraded at the latest outlook, but it's kind of too late for that. As we've already had potentially a strong tornado in Illinois yet again. But yeah, we have all these storms. Even this one near Highland already has a tiny bit of rotation. I mean, it's not anything insane, but you can see a bit of those overlapping colors there. And that would indicate that there is a bit of rotation. But anyways, let's get some cameras in the Illinois area. Let's look at this camera. Let me see if there's a camera. And there is one near Kinmundy. So let me see this one. Even though I couldn't really... oh, wait, that's not a camera. Never mind. I couldn't really figure out how to get the cameras here. I couldn't figure out... I don't know if this website actually works. So here, let me just figure this out real quickly. That's EarthCam. I'm pretty sure we can't use that. Huh. Let me just see. Illinois. Was this the website I sometimes use? This is the website I sometimes use. I mean, there's one camera right here, but... Is that it? That's weird. There's like a single camera on this website, so I don't know, man. Maybe this. Okay, this might work. Here, let me check. Is this... Where are we? Okay, yeah, that's near Kimandi. Is this... Okay, view. Okay, so I got an image. This is not a full-on camera. It's not gonna update every 2 seconds or anything like that. It's not a full video. But you can see this is what we're seeing in the general area. A very rainy situation. Not seeing much, but you can see the darker clouds in the distance. So, we're probably not going to use the Illinois cameras that much today because they're picture cameras. That's what we call them. Oh, I forgot to turn my camera on there. But... that is what we are currently seeing, and there's not 3 tornado warnings active. There's much more than that. Well, actually, there almost is 3 tornado warnings active. There's 4 active, but we also have to say there's an observed tornado warning. So let me just change that. Sorry about that. Switch this. About that. Okay. Alright, there you go. So an observed tornado warning is active. No, not multiple, just 1 right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get another tornado on the ground this soon, because these storms are unforgiving right now. They really are unforgiving. This storm right here near Kinmundi is interesting because the hook is kind of weirdly shaped. I've seen storms do like this back end thing before. This little S shape sometimes. And there is rotation in that right here just to the east of Kinmundi. So I would be still in your safe spot for that. That could develop a tornado at any time, it looks like. And I don't think that's a CC drop. It looks interesting, but I mean, I think the main rotation is this right here. This looks like inflow to me, because it's much more pixelated and there's much brighter colors in this region, right next to the edge there. So, I think that is contamination, but not the entire storm. And we officially have this tornado on the ground near Kinmundi. Kinmundi, thankfully, doesn't need to be in their safe spots anymore. It left town before it produced a tornado. However, near Oskaloosa, you need to be in your safe spot, especially since we now have a tornado on the ground with this system. We have a tornado on the ground approaching Louisville again. Louisville just got impacted by this tornado on the ground. I mean, I think it was a brief tornado over there, but it was in that general area. So, Louisville, you need to get back in your safe spots. There's another tornado heading directly towards you. My goodness. So, let me change this to 2 observed tornado warnings. That's a little bit deep of a color. So we do have a tornado on the ground with this. Fortunately, there's no cameras in this area, but... oh, I think I'm starting to see the CC drop. Wait. Is that a CC drop? I mean, it seemed a bit stronger on the latest scan, so I'm pretty sure that might be a CC drop if it developed like that. Because, like, it's not constant. It's not constant in the same area. I mean... it's hard to tell. I wouldn't say that's a CC drop yet. But either way, this tornado is on the ground. So I would still be in your safe spot for this. Covering yourself with any sort of material available to make sure that you are being protected from damage. I do think that a tornado is on the ground with that, even if we can't spot it on radar. But yes, we still have that tornado on the ground. We also have this tornado on the ground, even though the CC drop has definitely weakened on the latest scan. You can see there's only a little bit of 2 pixels left northeast of Oblong, so that's the only thing that we have left of that tornado potentially on the ground. It still says it's observed, though, so somebody's still seeing it. Let me see what the report says. We still see a radar-confirmed tornado, so they're still going off this little CC drop right here, even though it's barely there anymore, but it was there on the latest scan, so it would still be in your safe spot for it. Even if it wasn't observed, I mean, you would still have to be in your safe spot for it. But especially right now, since it's on the ground, it seems to be weakening at the moment, but it's definitely still approaching these areas, likely on the ground, if not about to be on the ground. So please, take the proper precautions. And I mean, this storm over here near Oskaloosa, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the people in Oskaloosa. I mean, it's hard to tell if this is fully true, if this is partially contaminated, but I don't think so. This looks like it's lining up with the hook a little bit. It would be right here, and this is where the hook is. I mean, I guess we're looking further west, but I feel like this is less likely that this is rotation now, since it's further up to the northeast, or like northwest. This is more likely the rotation, and that is stronger. So we are saying that this is unlikely a CC drop. It's not connected to the reflectivity part. It's a little confusing, the storm, but I'm pretty sure that's not a CC drop. That's part of the inflow. So we have 2 observed tornado warnings active and 1 that isn't observed yet, but we'll see what happens with it. And man, these storms just east of St. Louis, they're not giving up. We are gonna see more tornadoes today. I just know it. We are gonna see more tornadoes today in this region. But yeah, still 2, technically 3, but I'm not gonna say 3 observed tornado warnings active because it's technically the same thing. It's just an extension. I mean, I could, but also, it doesn't really make sense if I do that, because then it would seem like there's 3 tornadoes on the ground. I mean, I guess I could say 3 observed tornado warnings active, but I feel like that's a little bit contradictory to what's like actually happening. We do have a severe risk over here near Goodland too, Kansas. This is in the same general area where we saw the severe weather yesterday. So be aware in this area too. There is a small tornado risk, but it's not anything insane. Mostly be concerned about hail in this region. Although the hail risk isn't too bad right now at the moment, but it still is there. So please take the proper precautions if you get put under a severe thunderstorm warning. Stay indoors and away from windows. But yes, near Louisville, still have a tornado coming towards you, so please be in your safe spot. You can see this actually looks like real rotation. I mean, I wasn't sure if this was rotation. It looked more like inflow, but it looks like real rotation is developing here. That is probably not a contaminated signature. It's in the right spot of the storm. It's about right here, and you can see it's kind of in this region. Let me just do the double screen right now. You can see it here, just northeast of Oskaloosa. See one right here? That's exactly what's happening right here. So it's right on the edge of that hook there. I'm pretty sure that is definitive rotation. Let's see if we can see a CC drop from this. It's hard to tell, even though that could be a CC drop. It's really confusing right now. This is a really confusing storm. I'm thinking this is a CC drop. It could either be this circulation right now, or this circulation right now that's producing a tornado. I'm pretty sure that is a CC drop, though. So, either way, it doesn't matter. This tornado is on the ground and can threaten your life. But, not, like, as long as you take the proper precautions, it's not going to really threaten your life too much. So, you'll be okay. As long as you take the proper precautions and are safe. So this is a tornado on the ground. Can't mess around with it. We still have this trying to redevelop over here near Hudsonville, just directly to the west of Hudsonville. There is another tornado trying to develop. I'm not seeing any definitive signatures that indicate that it's on the ground, but we're still watching it. We still could see a tornado at any time with that given storm. But yeah, quite active right now. Quite active. Quite the activity. Especially in Illinois. It's been dealing with a lot of storms this year. Right in this area. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyway, let me just see this. I think that's beginning to line up. Here, wait, let me see when this scan was. Yeah, this is definitely beginning to actually be on the ground. This is definitely on the ground. Near Iola. This is heading... Let me see where it's heading exactly. It's heading a little bit north of where the trajectory of the warning is heading, but not that bad. It's gonna head right towards Iola. Iola is a small town from what it looks like. There's a post office, there's a couple of streets, so that community of Iola will be directly impacted by this tornado. That community will be directly impacted by this tornado, which still has a very well-defined signature of a CC drop. This is definitely dropping a big tornado already. Likely a big one. I'm not sure about a strong one, but I think it is pretty big. From what I'm seeing. Emergency management is confirming this tornado. Still, of course, have this storm, too. Not doing much right now, but we'll keep you updated. We do have a new tornado warning now over here near Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon, or areas just north of Mount Vernon, are now under this tornado warning, so they have to get to their safe spot immediately. This is where you need to get to your safe spot, in Dix. Dix, Illinois. But you can see it here. This is a rotation developing right over Cravat, heading just north of Boyd. This is going to head towards Dix and Texaco and Divide. All those regions need to be in their safe spot, but we're still mainly watching this tornado, which is not looking good. I mean, this is what we're seeing. Okay, so the rotation is right here near Cruz. Right over here near Cruz. It's going to impact both Cruz and Iola any minute right now. And that is a very, very deep sea. Do we have two? Wait. Do we have two? Let me just see this. Huh. I think that's inflow. Okay, so this signature right over Oskaloosa looks very unlikely to be a tornado. I think that's inflow contamination. This is. The larger of the debris balls is a tornado. So please be in your safe spot for that. I'm pretty sure that's a tornado over there. You can see there's still definitive rotation heading right for Cruz and Iola. These areas need to be in their safe spot. This is heading right towards them. So once again, go into your safe spot. Go right into the most interior room of a sturdy shelter or a ditch if you're driving. Just some sort of ditch. Not an underpass, even though I don't think there's many underpasses in this region. But even if there is, don't go under the underpass because that will increase the amount of winds you experience. Let me just get this off your screen. Latest scan, I mean, I'm still seeing the rotation approaching Cruz. It's looking pretty stationary right now. Oh, wait, this is not a newer scan. Never mind. It's just the reflectivity. There it is. I mean, it's directly over Cruz right now. It's just southwest of it. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at. This whole thing right here is contamination, I'm pretty sure. Even though I'm unsure if this is. This could possibly be another tornado, but it's kind of hard to tell. It is under some. It is under some. And it's weird, because this also... not really. But it is under some reflectivity that southeastern signature. So I'm thinking this could also be a tornado. Let me see the CC. It's looking like it's not on the ground, though. If that is rotation, it's looking like that's not on the ground. We're mainly concerned with the storm that's heading towards Iola. Which, that has a horrible CC drop right now. It's heading right towards Cruz and Iola. Thankfully, these are small towns, but small towns need just as much attention as big towns, because people's lives are still going to be impacted. Just not as many, but I shouldn't be saying thankfully here. It's still going to be bad. And this storm near Dix and Walnut Hill still has some rotation. Not too concerned with it. It still is a rotating supercell nevertheless. You can see it's trying to develop something. We have a lot of these cells in this region. My goodness. Okay, well, this is the same velocity scan, so we don't really know what's going on. But that is just unbelievable, that CC job. I think most of this is fallout. It's not like the tornado is this large, but it definitely is impacting structures, for sure. That's what's going on. I think a lot of farms are in this area, so that's what it's impacting. There's a bunch of damage going on. Probably some forests, too. It's hard to tell, but definitely some damage going on in this region. That's why we are seeing such deep debris signatures. Those blues mean that there's damage in the air when there's not supposed to be. Looking back over here on an observed tornado warning, it was extended as a radar-indicated storm, so that's good. But, not sure if that's going to remain the case. We might have another tornado here. And we do have another tornado warning over here for Palestine and Robinson. This is now a new development. This is near Sainte Marie right now. It's just unbelievable how many tornado warnings we are getting right now. It's just like a full-on outbreak. A 5% Sig-1 risk. This is definitely a tornado on the ground near Hudsonville. It once again is. I mean, it was already observed, but if you need any more indication that it's observed again, here it is. There is another tornado on the ground. Right near Annapolis and Hudsonville. Please be in your safe spot for that. This is right in an embedded supercell structure over here. Let me see if I can get any cameras on that. I mean, I really don't think there's many cameras in this region, unfortunately. Be near Annapolis. I mean, this camera's kind of close. And of course realize that these are picture cameras. Yeah, and that's a horrible picture. So, it's like in the middle of turning in that picture. So, that's kind of, no. We did just get that new tornado watch for Indianapolis. So, Indianapolis, you are now under the risk for more tornadoes. So, Indianapolis definitely is under the risk, too. You guys aren't alone, of course. There is currently a big tornado on the ground heading towards Iola. But, still, it's your time to be prepared in this weather event. Man. Alright, looking like most of this is fallout now. There's no definitive debris signature, like, in a small area. So, it looks like it could be lifting near Iola, but it's still some rotation. So, I definitely would take a grain of salt with that. This is still Iola, potentially a tornado heading towards Iola. And this is observed again, too, near Prairie Creek, Fairbanks. This is observed again, too, especially with that CC drop, which is still intensifying near Hudsonville. Still intensifying. You can see it. It's kind of remaining in the same place, but it's starting to go somewhere. We did also have storms that were expected in this area, and we sure do. We have one near Oak Valley that is actually rotating a bit. I mean, it's a scan that's 2 minutes before, so it's not perfectly lining up with the reflectivity here. Wait, this is the newest scan. I mean, it kind of is. This might be some rotation near Oak Valley, Kansas, so we also have to pay attention over here. This area is not as conducive for tornadoes, but it still can be. So definitely be aware of that. There's still potential for tornadoes in that region. Looking down here near Mount Vernon, still have a supercell, but I'm not really seeing any rotation in the hook part of it. So I'm not sure if that's going to produce anything. But we do have a developing tornado potentially near Oskaloosa and Louisville. We do have a developing tornado in that region. Right over here. And that might be a faint signature of a CC drop, but I got to check one more scan. But man, we still see the storm near Hudsonville. It did weaken a little bit with the CC drop, so that's good. It isn't reaching town, but it still impacted some structures. It's right over North 1050th Street right now, and approaching towards the junction between North 1150th Street and East 2000th Avenue. So it's in that general area. Still an observed tornado warning. Still a tornado on the ground. Let me just change this too. Very intense situation going on right now. This still looks like rotation near Oskaloosa. Let me see if there's a debris ball. There isn't right now, but we saw what this tornado did in the past as it was approaching between Kinmundy and Iola. This is the general track of it, by the way. Let me show you the general track of it. It's probably like this. Let me take a screenshot of that, because I just want to maybe like do a summary of all these when we get to that. Okay. Sorry if you hear a sound. I just wanted to show you like a screenshot at the end of all of those tornado tracks. Potentially. Just to show who got impacted. And I don't think you'll be able to see one, but we kind of know. Of course, there is going to be the damage assessment later on, so we'll know then, but... this rotation over here north of Olney is kind of weakening a little bit. It still has a bit of a supercellular structure to it, but it's not as strong as it used to be. And you can see there's a bunch of convection wrapping around it too. So it's not super conducive. The storm near Hudsonville has a faint CC drop, but it's going away. So I think this tornado is about to lift. So that's good news before it reaches any populated areas. That's what we want. But... still probably impacted some people because we saw the damage signature, or some trees. We don't really know what that damage signature was indicating. Still have this more isolated storm near Mount Vernon too. It's really hard to tell if there's any rotation going on with this, but you can see that hook and this large inflow in this region. Approaching Dix and Kell. Still some storms firing near St. Louis and the St. Louis suburbs. You can see near Collinsville there is a developing storm that looks interesting, but I'm unsure if it's actually going to do anything. You can also see another storm near Greenville now. This is where this storm now near Louisville was. It originally was there, and it has moved slightly south of east since then. These storms are moving like due east right now, so... maybe slightly south. This could be inflow. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell as it approaches north of the Carlisle Reservoir, but it's hard to tell. It's a little hard to tell. I mean, it looks like inflow because it's right in the... oh, okay, well... Yeah, I think that's inflow still. I mean, it's under reflectivity, but it looks pixelated, so I would say that's some contamination. Alright, Louisville. It's another time with potential rotation approaching. I'm not sure if this is inflow entirely, but I would be in your safe spot just in case. It's a little hard to tell, but it's pretty darn close to being under the reflectivity, so it could also be a non-low precipitation supercell, so that would just mean you would be able to see the tornado more, which wouldn't really affect your survival chances too much. Maybe a little, but not that much. Of course, you will survive this tornado. You will, if you take the proper precautions. If you go into your safe spot, if you go into some sort of sturdy shelter, if you do any of that stuff, and if you put a mattress over your head in the bathtub, I'm telling you, it's what you gotta do in these events. Is this a new? The rotation's not looking that good over here near Iola. I wouldn't say this is a new debris signature. I think it's fallout, but it's a little weird to tell. This is looking more like contamination now with the latest scan, though, because those colors are usually not present when there's actual rotation going on. Yeah, that's mostly in the inflow. So, Louisville, I think you're okay. There is a hook approaching you, but I don't think it's actual rotation with that hook. The storm is really confusing because there's a lot of inflows going on, a lot of potential contaminations. There's probably those 2 contaminations going on. I wouldn't say there's a tornado on the ground anymore, but I would still be in your safe spot and still treating it as if there was, because there is still the potential for it to produce one at any moment, if it isn't already. Alright, let me see if there's any Indiana cameras, because now this is heading into Indiana, so let me just check. If we are entering into Indiana, there is cameras in that region, so that's good for our visibility. There's one near Sullivan, so let's look over here. We can't really see much. This is looking south, so it's not the best. I mean, let me see if there's a camera looking south in this direction. That's looking north. This is looking east. Is there one over here maybe looking south? West. West. North. Oh, okay, so these are pointing in all different directions, basically. This actually would be good. This is heading in, this is looking in the general direction of where that tornado is. It's taking a bit to load the video, so just give it a second. I don't know why I'm opening that. Just give it a second. I think this is the camera itself, not a problem on my end. This is the camera itself, I think. Did it come down? Wait. Just give it a second. Okay, there it is. You can't really see much. This environment is kind of murky, but it's generally right over here. It's just outside of that tornado warning. It would be looking southeast. So eventually we are going to get a view of this tornado as it heads towards Jasonville and Shelburne. But not right now. If it is a tornado, of course. But it's still observed, so it would surprise me if it isn't. Even though there is no CC drop, but we'll see. Still have 2 observed tornadoes active. And 3 observed tornado warnings. Okay, so we did get a severe thunderstorm warning on the storm I was talking about before near Oak Valley. And it is tornado possible. And, man, this might need a tornado warning. You can see this heading right towards Elk City, maybe south of Elk City. This might need a tornado warning soon. I'm seeing that rotation, and I'm just going, that needs a tornado warning. This might need a tornado warning. But they did put the tornado possible tag on that severe thunderstorm warning, so there's at least that. Still have all of these tornadoes and tornado warnings in Illinois and Indiana. just need to check something real quick. I just have to check something. This tornado warning is large too. It's interesting. Let me turn this camera back on. It's gonna keep pausing, because that's what all these websites do when I'm getting out of the tab. So just realize that, it's gonna keep pausing. Yeah, the CC isn't really reliable for this storm. This is beginning to rotate, I think. Let me just check if that's inflow. No, that's not inflow. It kinda is, maybe. The scan is 1 minute before, and the reflectivity scan is directly now. So this could be rotation. It's a little hard to tell. It's in a weird spot if it is rotation, but I mean, that's still under some reflectivity, so I think this is becoming tornadic as we speak. It was already tornadic, but definitely trying to produce a tornado just south of Dix right now, and just north of Mount Vernon. Right over here. Sorry if my arrows and drawings are terrible. Just bear with me. Can't see much what's going on with the storm near Hudsonville, but I imagine it's not really doing much. I don't see a CC drop on either radar, so I think we're okay right now, but we'll still continue to watch it. And this storm near Louisville is now back down to radar indicate. So we just have these two. I'm going to keep it as, I guess, 2 observed tornado warnings. I think I will for the future now. Any observed tornado warning counts. But there is the tornado warning on the Kansas storm, and it's really intensifying that rotation right there. Really intensifying it. You can see, I mean, that looks like a CC drop, but I don't think it is because it's way out ahead. So I don't think that's a CC drop. The CC drop would be this little thing, but I don't think that's a CC. Jeez, my circles are horrible. This little thing right here, just southwest of Elk City. And west-southwest. That's trying to produce a tornado as we speak. There is a new tornado warning on that storm that just came out of St. Louis. So that storm that just came out of St. Louis now has a tornado warning on it. It's on an outflow boundary, it looks like. You can see a little bit of an outflow boundary right here. That goes straight through St. Louis. So that storm could produce a tornado at any moment. It's heading right over Collinsville at the moment. So definitely pay attention to that. Does have small rotation, not anything crazy. But it's more the concern that it will produce a tornado in the future that we're looking at. It's more the concern over there. We still have this strong rotation near Kell and Mount Vernon. I'm not sure if that's inflow contamination, though. I mean, I think this is the real rotation, not this. This is contamination. This right here is the real rotation. So there. That's what we're looking at. That's where the real rotation would be. We have 7 tornado warnings active, 2 of them being observed. Okay, 1 of them being observed. So, I guess 1 of them is observed now. So I can change my title. Not my title. Well, yeah, actually, my title too. can't get that. I don't know. No, I need to change that because it's just observed tornado warnings. So we have that one observed tornado warning active. Okay, well, I did all that work for nothing then, because it's now 0 tornado warnings that are observed. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I think we're okay. 0 tornado warnings observed. So let me change that. I don't have to change the title. I just have to change this. Is it like 7? How many tornado warnings are there? 7. There's not 7 observed tornado warnings. Don't worry. So there's 7 tornado warnings currently. 7. This tornado warning still exists, but it's kind of hard to tell what's happening here. I mean, that could be rotation right there. Yeah, that's developing rotation just north of Mount Vernon now. This is developing rotation. It's likely going to produce a tornado soon. I'm not seeing a tornado on the ground yet. It would show some blues right in that location. It's not, so I don't think we're seeing a tornado yet, but I'll continue to monitor it. Over here near Collinsville is still some rotation. Not anything insane. Now looking back in Kansas, rotation here is kind of weakened a little bit. It's kind of far from most radars right now. I mean, this is the closest radar, actually, Tulsa. Can't really see much on that radar, anyways. It had more rotation earlier. Okay, so all radars are kind of indicating that the rotation is kind of weakened with that. But I'm still would be in your safe spot if you live just west of Independence in Elk City. Still would be in your safe spot for that. Man, we do have a lot of tornado warnings active. It's getting overwhelming. We have another one over here near Pleasant Mound and Tamalco. So it's just where this tornado warning was before. We do have an extension on the Wayne City cell. Or Mount Vernon cell. That also has some rotation. Let me look at this radar. This is a better radar. Is that on the ground? It's really hard to tell, but definitely could be. Oh man, I think this is on the ground. That looks like it's on the ground. Wait. I think that's on the ground. This looks like a definitive signature, but we gotta wait because it's very close to the edge there, but I'm pretty sure that's a tornado on the ground. I think they're gonna upgrade the warning any moment now. Because this looks like potentially a tornado on the ground. Near Texaco and Divide. This is heading due east right now, I think. Due east. Yeah, generally due east. Maybe a little bit south. So we actually have 8 tornado warnings active, but here, let me change that actually. Currently have 8 tornado warnings active right now. Okay, this rotation near Collinsville seems to be intensifying, but that might also be inflow. Yeah, that's inflow. So, what these storms, I'm noticing the pattern with them now. These storms are, like, getting inflow contamination, and then that's when they produce tornadoes afterwards. So, that's generally what's going on right now. Generally, you're seeing that. This definitely could be a tornado on the ground. Let me see if they upgraded the warning. They still haven't. I mean, I'm starting to think this is a tornado on the ground. It's a little hard to tell, but it looks like it. Starting to think that. Definitely could be a tornado on the ground heading just north of Blueford now. Keens. In this warning. Looking back over here near Tamalco. Once again, it's the inflow. So this storm, all these storms are starting off with inflow, and then they transition to a more tornadic storm, and that's when the actual rotation appears. So, just give it a moment. It's gonna produce a tornado, most likely. Well, not all of these storms have produced tornadoes, but it's gonna have the potential to produce tornado. Definitely some strong storms. We do have another tornado warning now north of Terre Haute. Right here. This seems more like a QLCS threat, because over here it's more of a line. You can see a little bit of rotation heading towards Terre Haute. Not anything too concerning, but still being your safe spot to live in northern Terre Haute. Still watching a storm near Fairbanks. Still has some rotation on it. Doesn't have a CC drop, but it's a little hard to tell there. But I don't think it's on the ground. Most likely not. Still have lots of storms ongoing right now. It's just never ending. Oh, man. Still doesn't say it's on the ground. I'm unsure about that. It's so hard to tell right now. Okay, they finally observed it, so I'm pretty sure this is a tornado on the ground. From who? Let me just see. Is this radar confirmed? Emergency management has confirmed the tornado, so this is a tornado on the ground approaching towards Harmony, Illinois. Immediately seek shelter. Immediately seek shelter if you live... Oh, man, this probably is bad. Like, this is, I think, a reflectivity debris ball. I just usually don't see that from not a tornado. If it's, like, you know, a hook and it just, like, cuts off and then there's, like, a big thing here. That looks like a big tornado, potentially. That could be a big CC drop. It's hard to tell. It could also be hail, but I'm pretty sure that's a big CC drop. So, we now have a tornado on the ground. Once again. 10 tornado warnings active right now. 10! This is a full-on outbreak. 10 tornado warnings active. Very intense situation going on right now. There's potentially a large tornado developing near Blueford in Wayne City. Oh man. Oh man, that must be a CC job. It's looking like it. Oh man. Right near Harmony. Jeez. Jeez. Just need to check something. Oh my goodness, bro. I don't know why I'm saying bro in the middle of this. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's no longer showing pinks anymore in the reflectivity, but it's still probably a large tornado heading right over Harmony. Harmony's right at risk. I mean, there is a bit of some civilization there. It's not like a large town or anything, but it definitely has some people. So please immediately seek shelter if you live in Harmony. My goodness. This is definitely not a fun event, for sure. We're looking back here near Collinsville. Still have potentially a radar signature that is indicating some rotation. Just north of O'Fallon and northwest of Lebanon. My goodness. We officially have a PDS tornado warning. A PDS tornado warning now. Just northwest of Wayne City. So a PDS tornado warning. Particularly dangerous situation. We officially have that in effect. So there's officially a large tornado on the ground at this point. It's what we're seeing. A very particularly dangerous situation indeed. Man. Horrible tornado ongoing right now. Horrible. Still looking at this PDS tornado warning currently active just northwest of Wayne City. You can see that tornado right here. It's likely hitting homes. I mean, let me see the debris signature. I don't know if I want to. Oh, man. Okay, it's right over Harmony. Harmony is getting absolutely obliterated right now. Poor Harmony. It's right over Harmony right now. Right near the junction of East Silence Road and North Harmony Lane. So please be in your safe spot if you live in that area. This tornado is very dangerous. Very dangerous indeed. It could be strong. It's most likely strong, actually. We have a tornado warning back here. I mean, that isn't a 2% risk, but I'm not really seeing much with it. I get why, but I'm not seeing much rotation. We still have this tornado warning. There's several lots. Yeah. Still watching this PDS tornado warning right now. It's intense. Tense situation. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Just, man. Horrible situation going on in Harmony. This debris ball couldn't be worse right now. You can see that very intense reflectivity signature right there. Fortunately, we do not have any cameras really in this area, except if we look near Mount Vernon, I guess. We could see a picture camera. Let me see. Weird. There's like no cameras there. I'm surprised, but I guess that makes sense. It's unfortunate we cannot catch this tornado if there's no cameras like that. Still a horrible tornado ongoing right now, northwest of Wayne City. It's really unfortunate what's going on. Definitely a beast of the storm. Large storm indeed. I just need to check something. Looking back at this PDS tornado warning still. Still a very noticeable debris signature, even on reflectivity. As of 6:20 p.m., 5:20 p.m. local time. Man. Extremely powerful tornado right now. You can see that rotation over there. I'm unsure if it is weakening. It really doesn't look like it, but... I mean... You know, in these situations, we just gotta wait. Just gotta wait and just go into your safe spot and wait. So this really is a bad situation ongoing right now. For areas north of Mount Vernon. I mean, I'm still checking this tornado warning over here in Kansas, and oh, geez, it's actually starting to produce some rotation in the right spot, too. So this would head towards Colby, and that's a very similar area than what we were seeing, but this is directly towards Colby. So we actually do have a camera there. Let me pull that up. Let me pull that up, because I know that we have a camera. In the Colby area. Yeah, it's the same camera we used yesterday. So here it is. We might be able to see a tornado in the background where those windmills are. I mean, this is looking southeast, so I'm actually unsure. Let me see if I can find another one over here. Oh, this shows the storm, but it's a picture camera. Man. This is looking east. We might be able to see it from far and... It's kind of hard to see. This is looking south. This is looking east. Yeah, I don't know. We almost have a camera in this area, but they're all pointing towards the bad direction. This is the best camera we have, but you can see it's a picture camera. I mean, this is only from 2 minutes ago, but it doesn't look like there's actually a tornado on the ground with that, so that's good news. And it was back to our PDS tornado warning. Yet again. Oh, man. Still powerful, it looks like. Jeez, that velocity signature, too. It's just very powerful of a system. Still very big debris bolt heading right towards Keensville. Keensville looks much more populated. So Keensville, you gotta be in your safe spot if you live in this area. This is heading right towards you. Just a bunch of tornadoes heading right towards cities today. Not really cities, but like large towns. And you can see this whole line of tornado warnings right now. It's a conga line of tornado warnings from Olney to Vandalia. It's just endless, the amount of tornado warnings we're getting today. This over here near Lebanon, Illinois, I mean, that's mostly inflow, so let's just hope that nothing comes out of that. That's mostly inflow. Man. Very intense situation going on right now. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait until this finally calms down. Okay, so we do see there is a risk for some tornadoes and severe thunderstorms in this region over here from Joplin all the way to Farmington. So this area does need a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch. It's looking most likely like a tornado watch, but you can see this storm right here with the tornado possible tag on the severe thunderstorm now. The tornado warning's gone near Independence. This is likely going to be an example of what's to come in this region in southeastern Kansas to southwestern Missouri. We still have our PDS tornado warning active. This is still looking absolutely unbelievable. This is still a very large debris signature. It's not quitting. It's not quitting right now. Still looking like there is a tornado on the ground with this, I will admit. Still looking like it. This is looking like it's not even a disconnected hook anymore. Now it's a full-on hook. Just one thing to know with the storm near Keensville. Man, just unbelievable presentation right now. Man, that is like a very large debris fallout signature that I've ever seen. No, that didn't really make a lot of sense, but it's just hard to make sense at this point. Oh, God. Let's look back at our storm in western Kansas. Still is producing some rotation. It's a very definitive supercell, but it does look like it's occluding back into the main storm at this point. It does look like the main majority of the storm, the part of the storm that is rotating is now occluding back into the main storm. So that is good news. We're hoping that nothing bad happens out of that storm. But we still are seeing this very powerful signature just northwest of Wayne City. My goodness. This has been on the ground for quite a while at this point. Still hasn't impacted any community, like big communities, but I bet those small communities have been decimated by this tornado. Not like completely, but like I can see that there is definitely a big tornado on the ground in these areas. My goodness. Okay, so there is a now developing tornado near Birds and Flat Rock, Illinois. And this might already be on the ground. You can see there is a small, faint debris signature. I'm not sure if that means it's on the ground, but it is in the general area of the rotation, so I wouldn't be surprised if that is producing a tornado at this point in between Flat Rock and Birds. So that is definitely going to develop soon. I think that could be a tornado on the ground, but we'll see what the National Weather Service says. We still got to be in your safe spot if you live in Flat Rock, Birds, and Russellville, Illinois. It's what you got to do. And we are still seeing this powerful signature. Even though I do notice that this rotation is starting to disintegrate a little bit. It's still a PDS tornado warning, but it's definitely not as bad of rotation as we saw. And you can see there's less of those dark colors in the CC drop. So this finally may be lifting. This was definitely a long track tornado, but I'm not saying it's lifting yet. It might be a failed occlusion, so definitely don't get your hopes up yet. This could still be a strong tornado on the ground. Man, that debris signature is still very widespread. But thankfully, I do think this is beginning to lift. You can also see the radar presentation. This hook is starting to merge in with the main storm. The inflow is getting cut off. So this means that this storm is occluding the tornado into the parent storm. And that means it doesn't have much time left. But it is going to move a little bit north. Thankfully, there's not many communities up north. It will miss Keensville because of that. But the damage has already been done. Damage has already been done. Looking like we have a developing storm here, but it's looking mostly like the inflow over there that's rotating. Well, the inflow isn't rotating. It's just the inflow is creating larger winds that looks like rotation. We do have an observed tornado warning now over here near Birds and Russellville. So this is now a tornado on the ground. Let me see if we can see the debris signature a little better. We can't really. I mean, there is a little debris signature here, but that's not the main concern at the moment. Law enforcement. Oh, wait, no, never mind. No, never mind. It's radar confirmed. That was my bad. Radar confirmed tornado. That is the CC drop right there, just west of Bird. So this is heading right towards Russellville. A tornado is on the ground. Right in this area. Right in Lawrence and Crawford counties. Right in between the county line. Straddling the county line. Yeah, this looks like it is weakening a little bit, but there's still a debris signature. Well, this is looking much more outflow dominant on the latest scan. What you can tell if this is outflow dominant is if there's like a little bit of an outflow boundary here developing, and if the storm is kind of like parallel to that outflow boundary. If it was like curving away from that outflow boundary, then it would still be tornadic. But this is starting to like have like a diagonal shape. It's not really curved at all. So that kind of shows that it's been occluded at this point. The storm is not tornadic at the moment. But we still gotta watch it, for sure. Looking back here near Colby, still a strong storm, but I'm not seeing any big rotation right now. The thing occluded the hook, so we're not seeing a direct tornadic circulation yet, but we'll continue to watch it. Alright, our PDS tornado warning is officially gone. Of course, the damage has already been done, but looks like we're... Even though... Is that still rotation, or is that the inflow? I mean, that looks like the inflow, to be honest. Yeah, that looks like the inflow. I mean, it could be. Could be actual rotation. Let me see what this is. I don't think so. That looks like inflow to me. But we still have debris in the air, so this is definitely going to drop down, especially as it approaches Wayne City. We still have a radar-indicated tornado warning now, so they've dropped the observed. That is probably just debris fallout at this point. So we just have 2 observed tornado warnings currently active. It's what we're currently seeing. Still a powerful situation going on right now. I mean, this is still looking like it could be on the ground, but I don't think so. That looks more like inflow to me. From what it's present. Yeah, that's definitely inflow right here. I think the tornado has lifted at this point, but it's still radar indicated, so you still have to be in your safe spot if you live in the northern part of Wayne City into Fairfield. Those areas still need to be in your safe spot. That's what you gotta do. What you gotta do. Still an I'm losing my train of thought. We still have an observed tornado warning over here north of Birds. Heading just north of Russellville. It's not looking like it's on the ground much anymore, but we're still watching it. We still have a faint debris signature, 1 pixel or so, right here near Riddleville. So we'll see if anything develops out of that, but right now, it's what we're seeing. Man. So much. Well, it looks like things are calming down for the moment, even though there's still tornadoes on the ground, it looks like. But this is forming into a bit of a line over here. It's forming back into a line, it seems like. It briefly became supercellular from this morning, but then it's starting to become a little more linear at this point. Looking more like an MCS type thing. But over down here, not an MCS yet, especially with the storm near Fairfield. It still potentially has tornado potential as it moves towards the Evansville region. Alright, tornado warning in Kansas is gone, so that's good news. Let me change the title. Is there still 2 active observed tornado warnings? Let me just check. Is there? This might be extended soon, so I'm just gonna keep it as 2 observed, but... I'll change it. 1 observed tornado warning. So we have 1 observed tornado warning active right now. That is in eastern Illinois, directly north of Lawrenceville, and directly north of Birds as well. This is still some very tight rotation, heading towards the Indiana-Illinois borders. So please be in your safe spot if you live in Russellville and Birds. And soon in Indiana, if you live in Busserin, Oakton, Oaktown, and Freelandville, well, there you go. Now we do have a tornado warning there, but it's not observed, so we're not seeing a tornado on the ground anymore, especially with the debris signature going away. We now just have a tornado warning for these areas, a regular tornado warning, but still, you have to be in your safe spot for this. Still have to go into the most interior room of a sturdy shelter. If you live in a mobile home, evacuate immediately. Go to that sturdy room in your sturdy shelter, and make sure that you have as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Make sure you have that. And make sure if you were to walk through walls, you don't end up going outside. Have a mattress above your head just in case. The bathroom. This storm over here in Kansas seems to be weakening a little bit. It's not looking as prominent anymore near Independence. So I am seeing this is still a mesothelial discussion for this area. You are seeing storms develop, and they're still kind of hooking near Everton too. So we're still watching them. We're still seeing any tornadic development or anything as such. I think we're mostly okay, but we'll see what happens with these storms. Still a pretty intense situation going on, but I don't know if we have any tornado more. Yeah, we don't have any tornadoes on the ground anymore, so that's good news. We don't have any tornadoes on the ground anymore, but we still have 9 tornado warnings active. So we're hoping that this event calms down soon, but it hasn't yet. Let's see if we can get a camera here in Busserin. Yeah, I think there was a camera in Vincennes, so let's look at that. This is the Kansas cameras, but let's look in Vincennes. Where's a camera over here? I thought. Okay, here. Yeah. This is looking northeast. This is actually where the tornado would be. So, the tornado's probably going to come in on the left of the screen on this camera, so that is interesting. It's probably a little far away from it, so we might not be able to see anything, but we might be able to see, like, the silhouette of a tornado. So, we're still watching it. We're still watching to see if we see anything on this camera. It might be interesting to note. Still have this. Now we have a new tornado warning near Salem, Illinois, southern Illinois. That is also producing something, like some rotation, but I'm not seeing a tornado on the ground or anything like that. So we have 10 tornado warnings active right now. Let me change. So 10 tornado warnings active right now. Still probably going to see more. Seems like it. But you can see this line is definitely producing some stronger winds too. You can see there is a 70-mile-per-hour wind warning right now. So this definitely is transitioning more into a wind threat as time goes on, damaging wind threat, but of course, tornadoes are still going to be possible. It's just looking like the wind threat is increasing as time moves on. You can see in this measure skill discussion, 65 to 80-mile-per-hour winds are still possible with it. You can see we also did just get a severe thunderstorm watch. Let me change my oh wait, no, never mind, it's fine. We did get a severe thunderstorm watch in this region over here, which encompasses parts of Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. And this is going to be for the threat of severe thunderstorms. Oh, and Kansas too. And this will potentially cause us to see some tornado potential and some other events like hail or wind to occur. So we're watching, for sure. We still have these storms over here in western Kansas and eastern Colorado, but they're not doing much right now. They're going to continue moving on to the southeast about. Man, this storm's trying to do it again near Fairfield, I think. It's looking like it, or maybe that's the inflow. It's hard to tell. I mean, there is a little bit of a hook signature there, so I think it's trying to do it again. The storm near Fairfield is trying to do it again. Heading almost directly towards Fairfield. Maybe just a little bit north of it, but some of the streets will be impacted of Fairfield. No CC drop yet, but okay, well, there you go. Emergency management has confirmed a tornado at this point. There is a tornado on the ground now in Fairfield, so let me change my title yet again. I don't have to keep changing this. So that's what we're seeing right now. An observed tornado warning right now for Fairfield. Fairfield is under the risk right now for tornado. I'm not seeing any CC drop yet, but I imagine it's going to appear soon on the next scan, probably. There's Cincinnati and Covington. It's like we're in Ohio and Kentucky, but we're not. This is Illinois. Still have this observed tornado warning in effect. So we do have a tornado approaching towards Fairfield. You do have to be in your safe spot if you live in that area. This might be potentially another strong one. Oh, man. Oh, man. Is that a debris signature? It's a little hard to tell because it's a little displaced. I think that might be inflow contamination, honestly. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think that's a debris signature. Especially with how far back this is right here. It's not... It would be like right here, but... That's not the debris signature, I don't think. So, I think we do have a tornado on the ground as per emergency management. But it's not showcasing on radar yet. So, I don't think it's especially strong yet. But this could be a debris signature. It's just a little hard to tell because this contamination is right here. I'm pretty sure it's contamination anyways. Still have lots of potentially tornadic storms right now. One near Salem and Iuka, one near Louisville, one near Olney, all the way over there to Busseron, and then in here near Clay City. So a bunch of tornado warnings active. One of them likely going to produce a strong tornado yet again. I feel like it has that in it. But I wouldn't say likely. I would say possibly. And this might be doing it. This might be a CC drop right here. It's a little hard to tell because, once again, it's a little displaced now behind the actual rotation. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is producing a tornado near Fairfield. It's going to head right towards Fairfield. So, Fairfield, be in your safe spots. Because this might be a bad storm. My goodness. Let's look back at our camera in Indiana. As there is a tornado warning there. You can see some darker skies for sure. Not certain that we'll see a tornado out of this, but definitely some stronger winds too. That's with the windstorm that's developing in this region too. I mean, they're not under a severe thunderstorm warning right now, but they're in some of the inflow, so I imagine that will be a problem for them. The storm is definitely producing some stronger winds, probably around 70 miles per hour. Definitely, you can see the storm from there. We still have a lot going on over here. Oh, man. Not again. Jeez. It's not a good signature, folks. Right here, just to the northeast of Cincinnati, it's looking like it's doing it again. As it approaches just south of Jeff, in between Jeff and Fairfield. That's a pretty good signature for a tornado. Not a good signature for those folks in Fairfield. Definitely have a concern there. They might not have it easy. A little bit of a donut hole developing now. That, of course, indicates that there is, like, a lack of convection in some parts of the tornadic circulation, but it's not always typical of tornadic storms with those hooks. I'm just gonna check on something real quickly. There is this typhoon, so I was just wondering about it. But that's besides the point. Oh, man. This could be a debris signature right over here. Just southwest of Cisne. And approaching towards Jeff. So that could be a debris signature. You can see those darker colors there. It's definitely matching up with this. I mean, this is 1 minute ahead, and the rotation was right here. So it's definitely moved over there. I think we have a tornado on the ground. It's pretty easy to see. Storm's trying to do it again, it seems. But look at all these tornado warnings over here. There's just a bunch of... a cluster of tornado warnings developing in southeastern Illinois. I'm just need to check something again. Man, I'm looking. There is some big tornado going on. And there's a PDS. There's a PDS. Oh, God. PDS is back, everyone, for Fairfield now. Fairfield, you might be directly in the path of this. Fairfield is now under a CC... what am I saying? A PDS tornado warning right now. It's just going south of Jeff, and oh my goodness. This debris signature, oh my goodness. Have mercy. That is a bad CC drop right there. You can see those gray colors. It's definitely not widespread yet, but I imagine the damage is going to go a lot of places there. So we're going to have a PDS tornado warning right now. So that's what we're currently seeing, a big tornado potentially on the ground, heading towards Fairfield yet again. We yet again have this possibility. Oh, man. So yet again is a big tornado, and this is heading towards a much more populated area this time around. It seems like it, indeed. So we have that big tornado on the ground in Illinois. It does look like on the latest scan, though, it's occluding. So that might have been a very brief big tornado. I mean, you can see this is starting to spread out. This is trying to become a big tornado. Definitely bigger than it was, but I don't know. It looks like it's occluding again. You can see that rotation kind of move to the northeast. Looks like it's another occlusion. So very short-lived strong tornadoes, it seems like, from this storm. Thankfully, it doesn't look like it's heading right into Fairfield. You can see that hard north movement. So that definitely shows that this is trying to occlude. But you can see this reflectivity hook is actually looking much more prominent now. So this might be able to produce much stronger tornadoes since this isn't like so tiny of a storm anymore. But of course that doesn't always mean everything. My goodness. But yeah, that could have been a big tornado for those areas that were impacted. There was like Cincinnati and Covington. Definitely had a lot of impacts. But yeah, look like that. Look at that. The CC drop is already weakening. So this storm definitely is occluding. So that is great news. We did not want it to impact Fairfield. That's definitely not what we wanted. So it looks like we're going to avoid a direct contact with Fairfield. But still, areas have been damaged. Areas have been damaged. Let me see if I can find a camera in this area. I don't think we can. There's one near Carbondale, but whatever. That's not anywhere close. I don't know. I feel like there's more cameras than that, but whatever. Yeah, we have all these tornado warnings right now. 13 tornado warnings active. My goodness, this is a full-on outbreak going on. You can see all of these tornado warnings. I'm so surprised this is a 5-sig one right now. Honestly, really surprised with that. But, well, there you go. You can see the 13 tornado warnings right there. Still have that PDS tornado warning, even though it does look like it's occluding a little bit, but I don't know. It's not fully occluded yet. It could still be causing damage. It might be weaker, but it still could be causing damage, so I wouldn't underestimate it. There's still a tornado warning. You still need to be in your safe spot in Fairfield, in the most interior room of a sturdy building. Man, just never ends. Doesn't seem like it ever ends. I mean, this could be another CC drop. It's a little hard to tell. I think that could be in the inflow, though. Yeah, I think that's in the inflow, whatever that is. Right here. That's in the inflow. It's kind of past the storm a little bit, so that's clearer. But, yeah, it looks like the rotation has... Yeah, now it's back down to radar indicator. So that was, like, the briefest PDS tornado warning I've ever seen, but... It's definitely now no longer worthy of a PDS warning. It does look like the tornado weakened. And possibly occluded, but we have to wait and see what happens with it, and if it produces yet another one, because it's produced 2 already. We definitely could see more. So we currently have 13 tornado warnings active. One of them is observed. Wait a minute. Which one's observed? It's one of these that are observed. Oh, this one's observed near Lawrenceville. That does look like a big hook over there. Oh, man. It's trying to drop something big, and it probably... Oh, man, it already has. Look over here near Sumner. There's a big CC... Not a big CC drop, but a notable CC drop in this area at this point. Man. Oh, jeez. This is starting to get big. Not really big, but strong for sure. This is right near Sumner, so this is definitely developing. You can see right here near East Mount Pleasant Lane, up towards the junction with North Blueberry Road, and also near East Countryside Lane, just north of that. You can see a big CC drop trying to develop. This definitely is becoming a bigger storm. You can see it's starting to move southeast. That's the general direction of this tornado, south-southeast. It's heading away from Sumner, at least, so that's good news, but it's not good news for some areas like Helena. Just, this is heading directly towards. A new severe thunderstorm warning was issued for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, so nothing too crazy with the winds yet, but I imagine those will intensify soon. Still have a bunch of these storms, but it looks like the potential for them is starting to decrease a little bit, especially, I think, as the... Let me see the environment around here, because we haven't looked at the environment around here. I'm unsure if it's deteriorating as we speak. Let me see here. We'll see. Let me just... Okay. Wrong thing. Where's SBC? Give me a sec, guys. So there's the SBC. Let's look at our meso analysis right now. There's all the storms in Illinois. Still have decent shear in the area, but it's not as good for these western storms anymore. The SRH is okay. It's actually not that high, to be honest, but it's okay. I mean, it's pretty high. I would say it's pretty high, so it's definitely enough to produce strong tornadoes. Still lots of Cape. Most unstable, still lots of Cape. And the lapse rates. The lapse rates are surprisingly low in this area, I will admit. The lapse rates are surprisingly low in this area, so I'm surprised we're seeing so many tornadic developments, but it's not like the worst lapse rates I've ever seen. 5.5 is okay, it works. And then the CIN change is, it's looking like we're getting a little bit more of a cap in this area, but I think this environment could still continue. It's definitely not going to continue for too much longer, but I do think it can continue for quite a bit. Still could see some strong tornadoes if those supercells up below the line continue to develop. You can see the storm near Lawrenceville still existing at the moment. You can see it surging southward. But it's definitely weakening in strength, I would say. It doesn't look like the storm's trying to produce another one just yet. It looks like it's starting to fall apart a little bit. Yeah, this storm is definitely falling apart a little bit. You can see it's still going to try again, but the hook is kind of going to waste. I don't know. It just seems like the storm is kind of being squelched by other convection. But you can see this line still existing over here in western Indiana, heading through eastern Illinois. You can see this still likely is on the ground, heading towards Bridgeport right now, but I don't see a CC drop anymore, so they might downgrade it, but it could still be on the ground. It definitely could, just we don't see it. Alright, guys, I'm going to take a short break. I've been on here for like 2 hours at this point, so I'll be right back. Let's just continue looking at the radar in the meantime. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Just give me a short minute, okay? About 5 minutes. Alright, I'm back. Let's see what we've missed. Alright, that tornado warning for Fairfield is gone, so that's good news. I don't know, I'm not seeing much more progress with that storm, so I'm starting to think that it will, stop developing, but we'll see what happens with it. We still have 9 tornado warnings active, so that's crazy. Still, none of them are observed anymore, I'm pretty sure. So that one that was observed isn't. Yeah, I think we're good. So no observed tornado warnings right now. So let me, change my text. I mean, not much new updates right now. I guess we're waiting for damage reports, too. I mean, we've seen a lot, that's for sure. Seen a lot today. See a little bit of a bookend vortex now developing in your Spencer. Not anything really concerning, but you can see that there is a tornado warning in effect for that, so that will produce a tornado potentially soon. But still watching all these warnings, as they still exist. You can see there is a bit of rotation on the storm near Carlisle. Let me just see if that's inflow or something. I don't know. The scan's kind of old, so I'll have to wait. Okay, there it is. Is that inflow? Could be. Could be. Definitely could be. But it's hard to tell. Because, like, this is a little bit of reflectivity, but I'm pretty sure that would be where the inflow is. So definitely could be some inflow there. But you can see some more storms are still developing here in southwestern Illinois, too. Still a lot going on, it seems. And over here, too. But yeah, not much to say right now, except that we've got, I believe, 10 now? Yeah, 10 tornado warnings active. A lot of these are just on this one storm for some reason. So these 10 tornado warnings, just make sure you're in your safe spot for all of them. None of them are on the ground, it seems, but still, be in your safe spot just in case. Is that rotation? No. What's this? So we might get a severe thunderstorm watch here eventually in northwestern Oklahoma. Just for some storms developing on the backside of this whole line. Starting to develop, or like these system of storms. That's what we're generally seeing. But you can see there's some storms trying to develop here. So maybe this will be our next risk over here in southwestern Missouri. Southeastern Kansas. So we might not be done yet. We still might have this to look at. So that would definitely be something. Still might have stuff to talk about left. You can see some of the tornado watch was disextended, I think, right here, but that's about it. I don't even know if it was there, actually, to begin with, but I can't remember. Surely see what happens. Is this new? This is kinda new. I think it was just issued. There is a tornado warning now for Bone Gap and Albion. Oh, this is the same storm as before near Fairfield, so it's rewarned. But I'm not seeing too much with it. It might develop soon, though. I mean, you can never trust this storm at this point, so we'll see. Sorry about that. You might be in a lull right now, but still gonna continue, just in case if we get any more developments. I mean, this is trying to develop something, but we'll see if that actually happens. It might, because you get what you least expect with the storm. But the rotation signature is kind of weird right now, so we'll see. Definitely still has that hook, of course. Otherwise, we have 8 tornado warnings active right now. I was gonna do the thing where we're gonna show all the tornado tracks, but I feel like that's failed at this point because I forgot the others, so should have done it right after they happened. But yes, new tornado warning for Salem. This area of rotation near Sandoval. Just be in your safe spot if you live in Salem. It's heading towards you. Still a tornado possible with the storm in Kansas. I still see it, but not anything. I mean, it is kind of trying to redevelop a hook, so we should watch the storm as it enters into 2 Sig 1. Of course, there's other storms near Springfield as well, but they're not as developed. Maybe this one near Bolivar is kind of not anything insane. We have been live for 2 hours now, folks. So if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe. So we'll be doing these coverages probably a lot in the next few days. Still lots to come. And we just continue to lower the amount of tornado warnings right now. And now we have 6 active. So let's treat that as 6 by changing this. Oh, I never changed the title. I don't know what I'm doing. Do have a developing storm over here, but not really showing much. Also, a bit of rotation near Flora, Illinois. So we'll continue to watch that storm for sure. Still continuing to dwindle with the tornado warnings right now. I'm not really seeing much, to be honest. Yeah. But we'll see if anything comes back. There's not much to say right now. Still looks like the storm's trying, but I'm not seeing any CC drop or anything like that, so I wouldn't be too concerned right now. Still pay attention if you live in that general area. We did just get this extension of this tornado warning near Odom. I bet there is some videos there, but it's kind of hard to see anything, probably. I don't really see much tornado activity. Okay, so we do have an observed tornado warning now, so that took a while. I don't know if it was already observed, because, I don't know, it looked like it was already observed, but I don't know what we're talking about here. Let me see. Emergency management confirmed tornado over Sandoval. So this is right over this town. So Sandoval, I mean, it's kind of too late now, but you should be in your safe spot if you live in Odin and Salem now, because there is a tornado on the ground at this point. So definitely be careful over there. Get into your safe spot. Yes, we do have a tornado on the ground, heading towards Salem at this point, approaching towards Iuka as well, that general area. It's approaching the I-57 corridor right now. The I-57 corridor near the junction with, what highway is this? Well, it's Poplar Street, but like what highway? I mean, I think it's like US 60 or something. I forgot. Or US 50. US 50, yeah. So US 50 and its junction with I-57. That's where we're looking at mostly right now. It's the general threat that we're seeing. It's where the tornado is currently on the ground, per emergency management. That's generally what we're looking at, though. Just these fewer amount of tornado warnings, but still some tornado warnings for sure. This could be on the ground over here, but I don't know where the rotation is. It's not really matching up with the rotation, but there is rotation near Wayport now, heading towards the Fleener area. This is the general direction of where it's heading. So, we still have to watch the storm. It's more of a Boeing segment of a line at this point. It's not really super cellular anymore. But you can see this will still likely produce some sort of tornadic signature as it moves up towards Morgantown, Indiana. So, definitely be careful if you live up there. Definitely move to your safe spot if you can. It's generally what we're looking at. This is near the area where the EF2 was a few days ago, actually. So, something to note for sure. Because this is where the tornado is developing, so. Alright, we have another tornado warning back here in western Kansas, so let's look at it. This is more of a line setup now here, too. That is looking interesting. Definitely more of a developed signature that's moving southwest of Oakley. So, a lot to see there. Definitely still a hook on radar. And some other hooks in western Kansas, too, but they're not as prominent. You can see there's a few hooks and little notches in the line there, but still not anything crazy. And this isn't on the ground or anything, but it's still moving southwest. Either way, southeast, I mean. Either way. We did just get an extension on the storm in Vincennes. So now Vincennes, you're under a tornado warning with the storm. And not seeing much rotation with it, so don't be too worried or anything like that. Just be in your safe spot just in case if anything happens. Still have an observed tornado warning over here. Not sure why. I'm not really seeing any definitive rotation, but probably exist. I mean, I am seeing some definitive rotation over here and a bit of a CC drop, but I'm not sure if that's a CC drop or if it's just like clear air contamination or debris flow. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it would be right here near Odin, so just be aware of that area. That could be impacted by a tornado at any moment. Still have this tornado warning in effect. Tornado watch in effect. Oh, man, I'm losing it. I'm definitely losing it. But I'm still here with you guys. Just for a little bit longer. Until these tornado warnings seem to expire. Alright, this is back down the radar indicator. That must have been a very brief report of an observed tornado. Let me see if there's any other observed tornadoes right now. 7 tornado warnings active, but I don't know if there's any observed. There's no more observed tornado warnings, so let me change this. Oh, man. Okay, we have another developing storm near Bone Gap. This is trying to develop between Black and Bone Gap again. This is the same storm that we've been tracking for 2 hours at this point. It's insane. But either way, this storm is trying to redevelop again. You can see it over here. Between Albion and Bone Gap, there is another supercell, the same supercell, that's trying to form another hook here. That will produce a tornado likely in the next moments. You can see the rotation right here as it approaches towards this road, which I don't know the name of. It's 500 East. I'm guessing that's the name of the state route. I'm not sure. Let me look. Illinois Route 130. So Illinois Route 130, if you're driving along there, just make sure to go into a ditch, because this could be a tornado on the ground soon. You might be able to see it soon. So definitely be aware of that. This could be a developing tornado right here near Bone Gap. Still radar indicated at the moment, though. Not seeing a CC drop, even though this could be a CC drop right here near Black. So just southeast of Black, there could be a tornado on the ground. You can see a small little debris signature here, but it could be just connected to all the scattered debris or like scattered noise that we see near Bone Gap. So we're mostly not looking at a tornado here, but it could develop at any moment. So definitely be aware in Bone Gap. This could be a developing tornado, and man, do you see a little bit of a hook here right near Vincennes, and Vincennes is more populated. You can see a little bit more of a rotation signature near Vincennes, and we do have a camera like right there actually. Let me just show that camera, because we have a camera like right there. This is not the cameras. Just give me a second. Yeah, here's the camera near Vincennes. Oh man, you can see a lot on this camera. This is looking northeast, so the storm would come. I think you actually see some rotation over there. Yeah, look over here towards the left, guys. You can't see my cursor, of course, but you can actually see some rotation. What it could do is do this. Could do this. Oh, wait. That's not going to work here, right? Let me do this. That's still not going to work. Over here. I saw some other YouTuber do it. So, right here where my face is, you can see some rotation. Well, I'm kind of blocking it. But right there where my face is, just above it, you can see there is some rotation right there. And I think it's some rotation. It would indicate some sort of rotation that's being indicated on the tornado warning. It is headed right towards that area, so we might be able to see some rotation with this. We might see a developing tornado, but I'm a little unsure at the moment. I'm unsure if that's a definitive tornado signature, but we'll see what happens with it. You can still see that that is potentially a rotating part of the clouds. Let me put my face back. Still a windy environment right now. But still lots of tornado warnings. Still have lots of tornado warnings. Currently, 7 are in effect. And we are likely to continue with that amount for quite a bit longer as this storm still is producing all this energy for storms to develop. But it does look like that rotation near Vincennes is kind of weakening now. You can kind of see it on this video. You can see it a bit. You can see some rotation, but it's definitely not as strong as it used to be. But definitely you can see it on this camera, so that's very interesting. I don't know if I've ever actually caught this on camera. But this is right along US 41, where rotation is developing. But I don't think a tornado is developing yet. Doesn't look like it. And there is a tornado warning active. That doesn't necessarily mean that there will be a tornado. Also, the storm near Bone Gap doesn't look as concerning as it was before. It looked like it might produce a tornado in the future, but now it's looking a little more I'll admit. It's looking a bit It's still there, but I don't know if it still has the same tornadic potential. Yeah, this storm looks a lot more messy. Look at how much more messy it is. We did just get a tornado warning down here near Poseyville for this other storm. The other supercells is developing right near the radar. This is right along I-64, heading towards Cynthiana, Barrett, and Griffin. So those areas need to be in their safe spot now as it heads into Indiana. However, I don't think this is really that big of a tornado signature. I think it is weakening a little bit. But we can still look at this camera for that northern tornado signature. Still some rotating clouds, but it's not as much as it used to be. So this storm definitely is weakening as we look at this camera, from what it seems. Well, this is definitely the longest stream I think I've ever done. I don't think I've ever done like a 2.5 hour live stream before. It's not 2.5 hours yet, but it's going to be. So make sure to subscribe before it's over. I think I am gonna end soon, just because I haven't been used to this, but not quite yet. Just make sure to subscribe and like it and share it with as many people as you can, just to get the word out of the weather. Still have a tornado warning up here. It's not looking as concerning as before. Honestly, the hook is still there, but it's looking a little more outflow dominant, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with it. Do we have a tornado on the ground right now? Wait, let me check something. Nah, I don't see a tornado on the ground. I don't know. I think that's, I don't know. Still looking at some powerful storms. Oh man, is that a CC drop? Right near Vincennes? Yeah, no, really. It's in a random spot. Yeah, that's just... Oh, it's hail. That's hail. So there is actually some pretty decent hail with this storm. I'm surprised it's warned for less than 0.75 inches. I mean, it looks pretty decent on radar. You can see it gets up to a good DBZ value. Let me see what that DBZ value is. Around 70. So I would be aware that there is some hail with this storm. It's not really being showcased by the National Weather Service, but I would imagine there's quarter size, maybe more hail in that storm. But it doesn't look like there's much rotation in that anymore. It looks like it weakened. But yeah, guys, I honestly think that's going to be it for me. I think I've gone long enough, honestly. There is 8 tornado warnings active, so I'd still be aware of those tornado warnings that are currently in effect. Still be taking shelter whenever it's necessary, especially when you're under a tornado warning and when you're under some sort of PDS, severe thunderstorm warning in the future. I do imagine there's still going to be a continuation of this in Illinois and Indiana, but it does look like the cells are kind of decreasing in coverage. There is still some cells, but it doesn't look like they're going to be as widespread as we were expecting at this time, or at least expecting beforehand. So I do think things are weakening. I do think we'll be able to call it a day, at least for now. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. I will be able to do longer live streams in the future, just I haven't gotten to that point yet. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like this video. I don't care if dislike. If you really don't like this video, fine, dislike. But anyways, don't filter out the noise. Filter out the noise that isn't part of the Morse data on the road freeway. Well, that's not what I meant. I need to do it again. Be yourself, be kind, and be on the Morse data on the road freeway. Thank you, guys.